aspect we will discuss respiratory acidosis and respiratory alkalosis. First, respiratory acidosis. So how to define respiratory acidosis? Respiratory acidosis, as it is a respiratory condition, so we have to define it with the respiratory component of bicarbonate buffer system, that is carbonic acid. And as it is a acidosis, there is a decrease in the pH and increase in the acid concentration, as the carbonic acid is a acid. So how to define respiratory acidosis? Primary excess of carbonic acid concentration, that is occurs in the respiratory acidosis. Now, why there is a primary excess of carbonic acid occurs in the blood? This mainly occurs due to hypoventilation inside the lung. That it is due to carbon dioxide retention as a result of hypoventilation. So the ratio of bicarbonate to carbonic acid will be less than 20, because carbonic acid is in the denominator side. Bicarbonate is the normal. So the ratio of 20 is to 1 goes to down less than 20. This is the disturbance in the respiratory acidosis. This is the respiratory acidosis. pH is decreased, as it is a acidotic condition. What is the primary change? Excess in the respiratory component, that is excess of carbonic acid. And as the it is in the denominator, as a denominator in the equation, so if the denominator is high, ratio is less than 20. As a secondary change, that is as a compensation, as the primary level of carbon dioxide is increased, or carbonic acid is increased, here as a secondary change, numerator should also high to maintain ratio again towards the 20. So there is a, as a secondary change, increase in the bicarbonate occurs in the compensation of respiratory acidosis. Now, which are the types and causes of respiratory acidosis? There are the mainly two types: acute respiratory acidosis or chronic respiratory acidosis. Acute means that occurs due to suddenly pH goes down due to respiratory abnormality, and in chronic condition there is a respiratory acidosis remains in the regularly due to certain chronic disorder. Which are the causes of acute respiratory acidosis? Mainly, bronchopneumonia can lead to the acute respiratory acidosis. Acute and severe attack of asthma, it is also known as status asthmaticus, they also leads to respiratory acidosis. In both these conditions, lung cannot work normally, so there is a hypoventilation occurs and CO2 will retain inside the blood. Again, other causes are overdoses of sedatives and narcotics. These both drugs, either narcotics or sedatives, they will also leads to depression of respiratory center. So there is a hypoventilation and carbon dioxide retention, increasing the concentration of carbonic acid and leads to the respiratory acidosis. Which type of the laboratory findings we will find in acute respiratory acidosis? Mainly in any acid based disorder, our interest of laboratory findings are mainly three: pH, partial pressure of carbon dioxide, and bicarbonate concentration. Other are the partial pressure of oxygen and anion. So what happens to the pH in the acute respiratory acidosis? Here the pH suddenly goes down. So there is a marked decrease in the pH. PCO2 here suddenly increase. So there is a marked increase in the partial pressure of carbon dioxide greater than 45, around 60 or 70, whatever according to the severity of the condition, there is an increase in the partial pressure of carbon dioxide. Here, as it is a very acute condition, compensation cannot be started say, as a suddenly. So there is a metabolic or component, that is bicarbonate. Either it is in the normal, or if it is compensation is just started, some increase in the bicarbonate level occurs. So this type of the picture you will find in acute respiratory acidosis. In chronic respiratory acidosis, it mainly occurs due to chronic obstructive lung disease. It will leads to the obstruction of the bronchioles and certain alveolar pathway, alveolar air for the normal respiration. So this leads to chronic obstructive lung disease, very very routinely found disorder in chronic smokers. What leads to this chronic respiratory acidosis or chronic obstructive lung disease? Here the pH level remains low, because and the pH level is not becomes suddenly low and not drastic change, but pH is less than 7.35 in chronic obstructive lung disease patient. And PCO2 is also high, somewhat high than the normal level, that is greater than 45 you will found in chronic obstructive lung disease patient. Here, as there is a pH is low, bicarbonate is high, the carbon metabolic component bicarbonate, they will increase in more amount to leads to the compensation, because it is a chronic condition, compensation is already present is there. So here bicarbonate concentration is more high than the acute respiratory acidosis. So this is the difference between the laboratory findings of acute and chronic respiratory acidosis. Always chronic cases will be well compensated unlike acute cases. Here also you can see there, here pH is drastically decreased, pH is here some minimal decrease. PCO2 is drastically increased, PCO2 is somewhat increased than the normal. Here bicarbonate is somewhat increased, so there is a low compensation just started, but here already in the partially compensated state, there is a more amount of increase in bicarbonate to maintain the ratio at 20:1. Now comes to the compensation in respiratory acidosis. As the primary defect is increase in carbonic acid concentration. So first, as the carbonic acid, that is acid increase in the blood, is a buffer compensatory mechanism. It is buffered by hemoglobin and protein buffer system. So there is a slight rise in the bicarbonate occurs to as a compensatory mechanism. Renal compensation, they will excrete more and more H plus from the carbonic acid as a ammonium ion, and renal will conserve more and more base, that is bicarbonate. Which types of the clinical features you can find in respiratory acidosis? You will find that respiratory rate comes down. Normally it is about 16 to 20 per minute respiratory rate. So they will comes to down less than 60. Then there is a hypotension occurs. It may lead to the coma due to hypercarbia, that is increase in carbon dioxide concentration. They will also lead to peripheral vasodilatation also, because there is a low level of the oxygen in the blood. So there is a more and more oxygen is required to increase the maintain the normal perfusion of the different peripheral tissue. It may lead to the tachycardia, because heart has to pump more because of the vasodilatation also. It may lead to the tremor-like condition. So that completes the respiratory acidosis. Now comes to another respiratory acid-based disorders, that is respiratory alkalosis. Here there is in respiratory alkalosis, all of the conditions from the respiratory acidosis will be reversed. So how to define respiratory alkalosis? It is a, as it is alkalosis, pH is high, and respiratory or lung deal with the carbon dioxide concentration, that is carbonic acid concentration. So as it is a acid, so in alkalosis acid concentration should be low. So there is a how to define respiratory alkalosis. Primary deficit of the carbonic acid concentration, it leads to the respiratory alkalosis. Now why it occurs? Due to mainly due to hyperventilation. If the lung activity becomes increased, more and more respiration occurs. There is a washing out of the carbon dioxide occurs as a result of hyperventilation. So if there is a carbonic acid concentration in the denominator is decreased, so ratio of bicarbonate to carbonic acid concentration will be more, that is more than normal, that is more than 20. Which disturbance you will find in respiratory alkalosis? As it is alkalosis, pH is increased. Primary change, deficit of the carbonic acid, because lung deal with the denominator respiratory component, that is carbonic acid. As it is the alkalosis, acid concentration is decreased, so there is a deficit of carbonic acid. As denominator is decreased, numerator is primarily normal, so this ratio becomes greater than 20. As the secondary change, this greater than 20 ratio should comes down to the 20 to maintain the normal pH at the 7.4. Then body tries to decrease the bicarbonate level as a secondary change. Which are the causes of respiratory alkalosis? First is a psychological disorder, that is a hysterical hyperventilation. That is due to in hysteric condition hyperventilation occurs, that will wash out more and more carbon dioxide. Then raised intracranial pressure, febrile conditions, in septicemia, in meningitis, all these conditions, it will stimulate the respiratory center and leads to increased ventilation. So hyperventilation, increased wash out of carbon dioxide, which leads to the decreased acid concentration in the blood, that leads to the alkalosis due to respiratory disturbance. So that is respiratory alkalosis. Now one important thing you need to know that in salicylate poisoning or aspirin poisoning, we have seen in the metabolic acidosis that salicylic acid poisoning is one of the cause of higher anion gap metabolic acidosis. But if the person which is suffering from salicylate poisoning, if they come to the, if you do the arterial blood gas analysis, initially in the acute stage of the poisoning, you will found that there is a respiratory alkalosis, pH is high and carbon dioxide concentration is less, acid is less in the initial condition, initial stage. Due to this salicylate, increased load of salicylate in the blood, it will lead to stimulation of the respiratory center. So more and more carbon dioxide is washed out, that will lead to the respiratory alkalosis. But in the later stage, once the salicylate, that is salicylate compound becomes start to metabolize in the blood, that will leads to metabolic acidosis, because as the metabolism of salicylic acid will leads to synthesis of certain organic acids like lactic acids or keto acids, and these also lactic acid and keto acids are also increased due to uh, metabolism in the case of the hypoxic condition also. So you must remember that early stage of salicylate poisoning leads to respiratory alkalosis, but later stage it will lead to the metabolic acidosis. Now comes to compensation. How, what compensation occurs in the respiratory acidosis? In the buffer compensation, as there is a respiratory condition acidosis occurs, so buffer will start to decrease in the bicarbonate concentration. Sorry, here the mistake, compensation in the respiratory alkalosis is the typing mistake here. So there is a, in alkalosis, decrease in the bicarbonate is required because there is a H2CO3 is decreased level. In renal compensation, kidney will conserve the more hydrogen and excrete more bicarbonate, because H plus is already decreased in the alkalotic condition. Here there should be alkalosis. And renal compensation states in prolonged chronic cases. Renal compensation only occurs in prolonged chronic cases. This is the mistake here. The alkalosis. Now, which are the clinical features of respiratory alkalosis? First, it is the hyperventilation, then muscle cramps, tingling sensation, and paresthesia. Paresthesia means abnormal pain sensation. This all occurs due to decrease in the ionized calcium level. That will lead to muscle cramps, tingling sensations also, and decrease abnormal pain sensation. Due to alkaline pH favors the increased binding of calcium to the protein that results in the decreased ionized calcium. Now, you must know in compensation, we learn that there is a compensation occurs in the all types of the acid-base disorder. But you must know that at which level, up to which level carbonic acid can be decreased or increased as a compensation, bicarbonate is decreased or increased. So in metabolic acidosis, as there is a decrease in the primary disturbance, decrease in the bicarbonate, the counteracting variable carbon dioxide starts to decrease. But the level of carbon dioxide decrease only up to 15. Less than 15, it does not occur as a compensation. In metabolic alkalosis, PCO2 is increased only up to 55 as a last compensatory mechanism. Then respiratory acidosis bicarbonate concentration becomes increased up to only 32, and in respiratory alkalosis bicarbonate concentration decrease only up to 15. You can remember by this 15 to 15 in PCO2, 15 to 32 in bicarbonate as a compensation. So these are the causes of the different acid-base disorders we have discussed in detail in respected acidosis or alkalotic disorder. Metabolic acidosis, high anion gap, normal anion gap is due to diabetic ketosis, lactic acidosis or renal failure. Normal anion gap due to renal tubular acidosis, acetazolamide, carbonic anhydride inhibitor or diarrhea. Metabolic alkalosis due to severe vomiting, Cushing syndrome, milk alkali syndrome or loop diuretic therapy that leads to potassium loss. Then respiratory acidosis, pneumonia, bronchitis, asthma, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, pneumothorax, narcotics or sedatives, paralysis of respiratory muscles, CNS trauma, ascites of peritonitis. This all due to hypoventilation. Respiratory alkalosis, high altitude, then hyperventilation, hysteria, febrile condition, septicemia, meningitis or congestive cardiac failure. So that completes our metabolic disorders, metabolic and respiratory acid base disorder. Now, how to assess acid base parameter? So that is mainly three parameters: pH, PCO2, and bicarbonate and PO2. That is assessed by arterial blood gas analyzer, which measures pH, partial pressure of carbon dioxide and partial pressure of oxygen. Bicarbonate is estimated by titration to pH 7.4. This is a calculated parameter. Anion gap is calculated from the value of sodium, potassium chloride and bicarbonate. And clinical assessment, Anderson-Haselbalch equation is not used to measure the H plus ion concentration or pH concentration. Instead of its modified version is used by this formula. H plus concentration in nanomole per liter is equal to 24. This is the 24 is the constant in multiply by partial pressure of carbon dioxide in millimeter mercury divided by bicarbonate concentration in millimole per liter. From H plus concentration, pH can be calculated by negative logarithm of H plus ion concentration. Change in pH unit by 0.01, it will decrease the, it shows the change in the hydrogen ion by 1 nanomole per liter. If hydrogen ion increase 1 nanomole per liter concentration, pH goes down from the 7.4 to less than 0.01. Then change in pH unit 0.1 represent change in H plus by 10 nanomole per liter from normal value of 40 nanomole per liter. 40 nanomole per liter is the normal concentration of hydrogen ion in the blood at a physiological pH. These are the normal serum electrolyte and arterial blood gas values. It is pH is normal 7.4, bicarbonate 22 to 26, some book also referring 22 to 28 millimole per liter, chloride 96 to 106 millimole per liter, potassium 3.5 to 5 millimole per liter, sodium 136 to 145 millimole per liter, partial pressure of oxygen 95 millimole per liter, that is 85 to 100, partial pressure of carbon dioxide is average 40 and range 35 to 45 millimole per liter.